Yes, everyone, welcome back. My name is Stephen Howson. This is a little bit of transfer talk, and of course, we're talking about this fella, Jadon Sancho. You might have heard of him. Wouldn't have seen him playing football today, though, so I've not seen any reasons for why that was coming out. I don't think it's related to this news. And there's a good chance that people are just taking punts on what's going on at the moment, but we are going to talk about it anyway because these are the things that are out there, and this is in AS. Been parroted in the Daily Express, and they're saying that United are close to agreeing a deal with Jadon Sancho. I assume that's what Jadon Sanchez goes by in other places. And they've decided to meet Dortmund's valuation. Now, that's big. United supposedly deciding to meet Dortmund's valuation doesn't mean that we're going to be, or might mean that we're not going to be seeing just the nonsense merry-go-round, back and forward, and maybe we're actually moving and getting this thing done. No more fannying about, no more pussyfooting around. Just get in there and get it done. And it sounds like United, seemingly, according to this at least, have decided to do that. As of right now, it states that the negotiation is in the final stages and no official agreement has been finalised just yet. However, that the transfer is close to being closed, and hence the title. The idea of completing the move is in the next few hours. And that would obviously be completed pending a medical, as you know how it works. So, I'm hoping that's what we see. I would be very surprised that United go on and do any kind of deal prior to the Euros. Hope you're well, Steve, says Jay Walsh. I am well. Thank you very much. The source for this, Ben, is AS, Spanish newspaper parroted by the Daily Express. Why they would know about an English player moving from a German club, I don't know. It is what it is. I think that works for me. I think this makes a lot of sense. It's a deal that I think United can get done. It's a deal that I think we're definitely actually working on. I don't think this is pure paper talk. Someone might have took a punt on saying something along the lines of next few hours. The geezer that writes for AS, perhaps, that maybe that's what he's done. Or maybe that the two clubs are actually that close to an agreement that they might as well get it done. So hopefully that's the case, and hopefully that the words that you want to be seeing tomorrow morning when we come in is going to be something along the lines of agreed pending medical, because I'd be very surprised that a medical happens during the tournament, but don't worry, we haven't got long before England are going to be out, so then we can crack on with it. So that's what we're hearing. Jadon Sancho's alter ego. United are close to agreeing a deal for him, and they've decided to meet Dortmund's valuation. This is according to AS, and as of right now, the negotiation is in the final stages. No official agreement is finalised just yet, but their understanding is it is close to being closed, and the idea is that they can complete the move in the next few hours, hence why we've titled it like this. And I knew this question was going to be coming. Adichie says, do I think this was the reason that Sancho wasn't in the squad today? I'd be very surprised if this was the reason why he wasn't in the squad today, but I also have no idea why he wasn't in the squad today, so I guess we can figure it out. I don't know why this is the case. I guess we will find out, won't we? The next one that we're going to be talking about then is Ruben Neves. I like this guy, me, and it seems like United are very keen on him. And this is according to Birmingham Live, which I assume is a local Birmingham newspaper. And they're saying that he's rumoured to be priced around £35 to £40 million mark. For me, if it's a choice between someone like Declan Rice at 80 or Ruben Neves at 35 to 40, there is no decision to be made here. Get the guy signed. There is no more detail than that. United are very keen on doing a deal, and 35 to 40 million is the mark. For me, this is where United should be going. I know everyone kind of wants that Kante destroyer, the Ndidi sort of number 6. I want United to play football. If you want to play football and you want to play out from the back, you're going to need a Michael Carrick kind of character. For me, Ruben Neves is about as close in the modern game as you're going to get to a Michael Carrick type character. I wish he wouldn't shoot as much. Sometimes they fly in the spectacular. Not so much this year. Loads of people are going to be talking about... Calvin Phillips after today, I am sure. I think Phillips can both be a 6 and an 8. I think he played a bit like an 8 today, and he had a very good game. For me, he was man of the match. I think that was a good performance from him. I'm not sure that he's the one to take United to the next level. I think he's a good player. Certainly think he's probably better than McTominay, but I think you can go way further, and I think Neves is someone that I would consider to be a signing that I think puts us into the he's going to take us even further sort of territory that I just don't think Calvin Phillips quite does yet. And Phillips, someone said in the comments there saying Phillips was great today, but no. Ming's man of the match. No, well, I disagree on that one. How do you become a member? If you want to support the channel and become a member, you just click join next to subscribe. You can also come and join us on Patreon as well. I will be recording a podcast for Patreon possibly tomorrow. It might be Tuesday. We'll see how tomorrow goes. But that's Ruben Neves anyway. Ruben Neves for me is that Michael Carrick sort of controlling. If you can defend space, you don't necessarily need to defend the man as hard. And I think if having Michael Carrick at the club, signing someone like Ruben Neves could be really astute, especially if he's got Michael Carrick to learn off and talk to and develop his game to that next level. I really do think that's how we would do it. Alex Bailey in the comments said, I said on the watch along that Ben White is due a big move. Would I have him at United? I think he's an upgrade on Lindelof. So I guess I would. I guess, yeah. I think, again, there's popping it up a little bit, and then there's popping it up quite a little bit. Ahmed says, is Neves protected by a back three at Wolves, though? Yeah, but he also plays in a midfield too. So I do think that he is protected a little bit by a back three, but I also think that there's still a better player to be had in the mixer as well there. Massoratory says, quick recap on the Sancho news. Okay, United are close to agreeing a deal for Jadon Sancho, and this is according to AS and been parroted by the Daily Express, and they're saying that United have decided to meet Dortmund's valuation. So this is a bit of a step up from the we're 11 million apart in terms of valuation, or United know the price, which is what we had all last summer, or United know the price and there's a deadline. Well, it moved on from that to United have actually put a bid in. That bid was rejected, and supposedly it was 11 million short of what Dortmund wanted. When you now hear things like this, United have decided to meet Dortmund's valuation, you're like, righty then. It's almost time for pants off, isn't it? But it says, as of right now, the negotiation is in the final stages. Again, this is positive news. It's not like United are having bids rejected left, right, and centre. No official agreement finalised just yet, and it says transfer is close to being closed with the idea that we could complete the move in the next few hours. There you go. Happy days. And then obviously Ruben Neves, according to the Birmingham Live, which I'm assuming is a local newspaper, United are interested in Neves, very keen on a deal, and it could be around the 35 to 40 million mark, which I like the idea of. Now, on a couple of outs, Juan Mata, remember him? This is via the Daily Star, and they're saying that he could take a pay cut of 70 grand a week to just 100 grand a week. He's going to be all right for the rent. To stay at the club. Now, there's a couple of little rumours doing the rounds around Manchester that Matt has put down roots. Like, he's put down some roots, put it that way. Obviously, his old man's got a restaurant. I don't know. Someone told me that was closed the other day. I don't know if that was closed for the pandemic or if that was closed. But that was the crack. He's put down other different routes. Like, I think he's got a horse, stables in Sale. So there's some routes going down here for Juan Mata, and I think by the sounds of it, he wants to stay at the club. Now, 100 grand a week to be that experienced guy in a certain position, I think that makes a lot of sense to me. But he didn't play him anywhere near enough, I don't think, this season. It felt like he came in for 5 minutes here and there, but I think you could utilise him a lot more. Here's the thing, he could easily go to another league and another club and probably be one of their better players. Whereas he's going to get a full bit part time at United. There could be add-ons depending on the number of times he features, according to this report. But that's the news out there at the moment. I, for one, think we've had so much experience wash out of the team. Juan Mata is still useful to this team, and I think if you wanted to give Bruno Fernandes a night off against certain types of opposition, this would be how you do it for me. I think that's certainly a sensible move, because you do need levels of player in your squad. You need the ones that are first choice. When they're fit, they start, and you need your up and coming talent, and you also need the occasional old pro in there as well. That might only feature half a dozen times a year, but that would probably be the one for me. So that was the Juan Mata news. There's also some Jesse Lingardinho news. Seen in a fan park in London today wearing a Declan Rice shirt, as if to make it abundantly clear that he wants to move on. This has been widely reported by several places. Jesse Lingard's informed Solskjaer of his desire to stay and fight for his place at Manchester United. but it is also that West Ham are interested in signing him. And I think there's a few things that are coming out around what's going on with Jesse Lingard, and it'll be interesting to see where he goes. For me, it's not changed since he went out on loan. Ross says, why was he wearing a parrot? I don't know. Why not? Sunday, innit? Wear a parrot. I think he could go and have a real good career somewhere. And he's been second fiddle at United for almost his entire career. Go be a big fish somewhere. He proved how good he was for West Ham. He can go. Let's do it. I think Jesse should move on. I think he'd be happy days for it. So, I think that would be beneficial for the rest of his career. Go somewhere hot. Go and enjoy the last few years of being a footballer rather than just be at United where you're not appreciated and you're probably not going to get a chance to start. So it is what it is. And finally, we got Donny Van de Beek. This is in 90 minutes. Apparently Arsenal are interested in him. What? Because they're losing Ceballos and Odegaard. They're going back. They've been priced out of a deal for Odegaard, and they're thinking they can come and get Donny Van de Beek. I think Solskjaer could have used him more. Certainly wouldn't defend how many times he's featured. But I wonder if you're just going to see a lot more of him next season, no matter what. Now he's adapted and adjusted and all the rest of it. I think we could easily play him a lot more than we have done. And I think that he was largely good when he played for us. I think he was terrible in any of his games. But, that is what the news is out there, saying that Arsenal are interested in him. Sound. Interest has to be reciprocal, and we have to decide whether we're going to let him go or not. And I wouldn't have thought we're going to let him go. A couple of people in the comments that are talking about the Martial news that came out yesterday and talking about Varane. People even mentioning the Grealish word. I don't think we're getting Grealish or Kane. I think they're going to Manchester City, and I would love those. I don't think Donny Van de Beek's. I don't think United need to cut their ties with him. I don't think he's been a disaster, but I think you can persist with him at least for a little while longer. Allow him to properly settle in and give him some game time next year. And I think you've got a good player there. As for Martial, swaps for Varane, I could see that to a certain extent. I think the biggest issue at United is going to be, what do we do with Paul Pogba? Is Paul Pogba going to be given the opportunity to stay? Is Paul Pogba going to have to be sold this summer so we can get a good fee for him? Or is he going to walk away on a free next year? Colin Wilmot in the comments there says, give Donny a pre-season and then judge him, lads. And I think that is massive. A proper pre-season for all of these players would be interesting. I think the lads have got 4 weeks off that are going to be involved. So whenever they get knocked out of Europe, in the European Championships, they've got 4 weeks off from then. So it'd be interesting to see what sort of team we start the season with, what sort of shape that team is in. But supposedly everyone involved in the Euros getting 4 weeks off from wherever they got knocked out as well. Chavan says, Steve, what is the situation with De Gea? I don't know. I did a transfer review. It would have gone out Friday, I guess, on Paddock. And I mentioned in it there, I thought this season was going to be a pivotal season for deciding what happens with De Gea and what happens with Dean Henderson. And we got to the bottom of it and gone, we actually don't know any more than we knew at the start of the season. It's close between them. Now, you can favour one over the other. That's cool. I don't think there's a lot in it. But it's close. I think everyone would admit that. It's very, very close. So it depends on what direction the club wants to go with this. But I don't think a conclusive answer has materialised over the course of this season, like I think a lot of us kind of expected that it would have done. So I know nothing on the De Gea situation except there's still a decision to make. MUFC says, what happened? Is the Sancho deal done in the next few hours, or have I just been clickbaited? No, that's what's being reported, mate, and I'm just talking about my opinion on what has been reported. Go back to the Sancho one. So Sancho, according to AS, United are close to agreeing a deal for Jadon Sancho, and they've decided to meet Dortmund's valuation. And as of right now, it is in the final stages, but not completely finalised, and it's close to being closed, and there is an idea that the club could complete the move in the next few hours. So there we go. It is that, isn't it? K Slater says, Pogba wants upwards of 400k a week. It's time for him to go. When Fernandes has been better, we'll destroy that wage structure. This is very interesting, and I agree. If United don't get a grip of their wage structure, they're going to go down the same road that Barcelona went, where because Messi's on like 2.5 million a week, everybody else looks small fry in comparison. But you got the likes of Grealish on 800 grand a week. Let me just see if I can find some more prices in here. Because it's obscene. Where is that? Someone's saying Messi's on 500 grand a week. That's just utter bonkers. I mean, these are just incorrect. Can't find where these are. No, all these ones are just wrong. Unless it means after tax. Did I say Grealish? I meant Griezmann. Yeah, all right. If I said Grealish, yeah, I meant Griezmann. Yeah, Griezmann's on like 800 grand a week. Grealish at Aston Villa won't be on 800 grand a week. Barca's tried to hide Messi's true wages. Yeah, there's some supposedly he's on like 2.6 million. You've got like Grealish on 800. I think there's some on 600 still. It's fucking nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Ben Laidlaw says, what about John McGinn as a signing for midfield? I like him. I really do like him, yeah. I absolutely do. Barcelona are one of the only clubs around worse than us. Honestly, that's the truth. Yeah. And Notch says, no matter what happens this summer, Phil Jones is still here and not likely to move. Isn't it insane? Isn't it absolutely insane? Is there a Trippier update? Not that I've seen, Raf. No, I haven't seen one at all. The last one that we saw was a couple of days ago, which was like just the usual negotiation tactics. Oh, we don't really want to sell him. Oh, we're going to get maximum price for him. No, there you go. It is what it is, isn't it? And I guess we're going to call it right there. We have some warm downs and stuff like that coming out on this channel this week. We did a watch along today for 5. Rio's on that one on Friday, so make sure to come and tune in for that. We're also doing a podcast tomorrow, so come and check those out. And I guess cheers for tuning in. Let us know your thoughts in below. Do you think we're going to get Sancho? Let me know as soon as the video ends. Would you take Neves? And as for the outs, Jesse, do you see him going and where? Juan Mata, do you think we should keep hold of him? There hasn't been rumoured for him going anywhere, and technically he's out of contract, I think, at the end of this month, so it's obvious that he wants to stick around. And Donny Van de Beek, Arsenal, they just need to get told to sling it, I think, don't they? But thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. Cheers for the support of the channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Laters.